And welcome back. So we are going to journey into the desolate mesa. We are still trying to chase down Grizzly. We will actually get to him in this video. But until then, we're going to be dealing with a lot of flunkies. You're going to see a lot of those pretty much everywhere you go in this game, except for maybe home base. And these guys, nothing really special about them, no real strengths or weaknesses. They do love doing the uppercut combo a lot though, so that's a minor annoyance. Second thing though is immediately off to the right there's this weird looking radar dish thing. And yep, there he goes, doing it again. So that radar dish, I actually am going to take the time to go back and destroy it. Because, do you remember the, GoldenEye laser beams that were nuking us throughout the stage? That radar is a key component of it, and destroying that is a side objective, so we're going to try and do all of those through this run if we can.
I'm breaking a sweat.
Sentry robots are a little more annoying, but really not that much different from the Rangers in terms of difficulty in dealing with them. This guy, however, does have the elemental enhancements, so that's kind of why I was hanging on to playing as Wolverine for this part, because he doesn't care, he just brute forces his way through all that. Now, as time goes on, we're going to encounter more of those laptop-looking squawk box things, as they're called in this game. It's very easy to get those out of order and screw up the sequence of events, so I've recut it so you see them in order.
Magneto was right. There's another attack force coming from the west. They're bypassing our defenses completely.
Slow them down as best you can. Magneto has another plan to deal with them.
And here's the second one.
This is Defender 20. Wait, this can't be right. Magneto has deployed the dirigible fleet? They aren't going to last 30 seconds against the enemy. The enemy is massing up to attack. They're making their run now. Wait a minute. Something just emerged from the middle of the dirigible fleet. It's Magneto. Incredible. The enemy was grouped so close together on their run that Magneto was able to use his powers to slam the jets into each other. We might just win this yet.
And here's the last one, which is the one I actually found first in this level.
We're winning! We're actually driving back the invasion fleet. They won't last long now. Hold on a second. A giant spacecraft just appeared.
You have fought bravely, Genosians, but you never stood a chance against the might of Apocalypse. I grow weary of this battle and seek to end it quickly.
Apocalypse is the one attacking us? But why? Wait a minute. The large ship just took off, but left a small ship behind.
That's no ship. It's an EMP bomb. It'll burn out all the systems in our jets. We have to get out of here.
And that is why the dead zone is so, well, dead. But there isn't a whole lot that's noteworthy from here to the end of the level in terms of enemies. It's mostly just the Rangers that you've seen and the probes that you've seen. Also, don't be surprised if I end up way behind on leveling. And yeah, this is something I'm going to do if it's just me backtracking or heading to a different part of the map, because you do not need to see that in real time. Now we do have a special probe-like unit back here. This is a different path you can take, which if you're going for completion for comic books, sketchbooks, Danger Room discs, probes, stuff like that, you pretty much need to be in map completion mode. And the enhanced speed of that special unit did absolutely nothing against the claw attacks of Wolverine. But back here we have three different things. We have a comic book to pick up, and then right across from it is another sketchbook to pick up, and then Also in the same area is a tech station. This one is centered on focus, so
Yes.
probably better to have someone like Jean Grey or maybe Magneto try to go after it.
If you say so.
I could have also had Iceman do it, because I do make heavy use of his slow beam. Just at any point in the game.
You could always surrender.
And this is the last little stretch leading up to the Grizzly fight. So I am just going to shut up for the next couple of minutes.
Well, looks like you punks managed to catch up with me. But to tell you the truth, I kind of wanted you to. I was hoping we might have us a little more playtime.
We're done chasing you, Grizzly. Hand over that computer node.
You must be feeling mighty brave to be ordering me around. Tell you what, why don't you come over here and try to take it from me?
What's Apocalypse doing in Genosha?
The real question is, what ain't he doing? He and Sinister are having a good old time there.
Mr. Sinister is with Apocalypse?
Oh yeah, didn't you know? He's one of Apocalypse's horsemen.
What's a Horseman of Apocalypse?
They're Apocalypse's lieutenant. They do the grunt work so the big guy can concentrate on his master plan.
How many horsemen are there?
4, and you don't want to tussle with any of them. They're the baddest of the bad.
That's very predictable. I mean, why are you with Apocalypse?
You mean why did I switch sides?
Yeah, you used to be a good guy.
I got tired of playing by the rules. Like that one about good guys not going on killing sprees.
It's go time, Grizzly.
This is gonna be fun!
I mean, he makes a compelling argument. Also, I find it hard to believe. I know it's one of those dialogue things that's there for the player. But I find it hard to believe that the X-Men wouldn't know about 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
You betcha.
So, welcome to the first boss fight. And, you're pretty much going to see me do here what I do for almost every boss in the game. Which is, I already have, like, the non-controlled characters in my party set to use a certain move and to heal when they automatically get to a certain point. I set it to 25%. But the other thing I'm doing is trying to maximize the use of everybody's mutant power. Grizzly doesn't have a specific weakness. So for this case, I'm just rolling through each and every party member in the group and just using their powers over and over and over until it drains their blue bar, and then switching to the next person in the sequence, using the entirety of their bar, switching again, etc., etc. And I do that for a couple reasons. One,
I need more power to do that.
when I first played the X-Men Legends game, I was way too conservative about using mutant powers. Even though, like, the bar does slowly recharge over time, and there's still plenty of item drops to be able to refill it along the way.
Very well.
And also, by using a bunch of mutant powers, that just means more and more opportunities to possibly get a combo. Which has already happened a few times in this fight. And I don't know if it's going to happen again before we drain his health. Probably not. But that's okay. Because important thing is just getting past the bosses. See, 29 extra XP. Plenty of bits. And that's a special pickup. I think that's Cyclops? Yeah, that's Cyclops belt. Cool. Professor Xavier, we did it. We have the entire security code to Genosha.
Well done. Return with it to the sanctuary at your earliest convenience. Angel arrived a short time ago, and he has some interesting news on how that code can be put to use.
And that is the mission complete. Now, there's no just straight up, like, exit here to get back to the sanctuary. Plus, I want to clear out this area and make sure I get absolutely every item drop that I possibly can. But when you do clear out, you have a couple options. You can try running all the way back, or just use the blink portal. This is like the main thing that I use it for. Because there is that time limit on it. You can't use it too much. Now, once you're back in the sanctuary, you have a couple new people to talk to. But it's going to say that everybody has new dialogue. That's not necessarily the case, but a couple people do have a little something extra to say.
Guess I gotta thank you bunch of wimps for saving Blink.
What? You actually thanked the X-Men? Blink must be very special to you.
You know better than that. Ain't nobody special to me, dog breath. She's just a good kid, and I don't want to see her getting hurt.
And the rest of these dialogue options are exactly the same. So it's mainly just the startup dialogue that changes for characters like that.
Hi. It's sure good to see you.
How are you, Blink?
Other than a nasty bump on the head, I'm fine. I'm just glad to be out of the dead zone.
How did you wind up unconscious in the dead zone?
I sorta got hit on the head just as I was teleporting out of a big fight.
Who were you fighting?
Prison guards. But Mr. Creed was doing most of the fighting. I'd meant to teleport him with me to the dead zone, but then I was knocked out.
Mr. Creed? Oh, you mean Sabretooth? What was he doing in Genosha?
He had come to save me.
Why would Sabretooth save you?
I don't know. He's always doing stuff like that.
No, he isn't. Normally he's trying to kill people.
That's not true. Sure, he's gruff on the outside, but deep down, he's got a good heart.
If he's got a good heart, it's because he ripped it out of someone's chest.
Oh my gosh, you take that back. I know he's not the nicest person in the world, but he's a friend of mine.
You can teleport from Genosha to the dead zone?
Oh, I can go way further than that. I've been clear to the dark side of the moon and back.
And you don't have to see where you're teleporting to?
No, I just have to picture the place in my mind.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thanks. I'd hate to think where I'd be if it hadn't been for you guys. Hey, I tell you what, as payment for saving me, I'll port the whole team whenever you want.
Thanks. That would save us a lot of traveling time.
Glad to be of help.
See you later, Blink.
Come back anytime.
It's funny controlling, like, Magneto for those types of conversations where he's just calling his own Brotherhood member an asshole.
Hello. Are you in need of help?
Now, I do think I still have a fair amount of inventory space. Yeah. I don't really need to sell off anything just yet. In fact, I shouldn't, because I'm going to swap party members. And I will store those rare things in the future, though, because the benefits for them, for specific powers, don't come into play until much later, like level 15, 30. Professor X doesn't actually have any new dialogue here, but this guy does.
Well, well, well. I'd have bet my wings the X-Men and the Brotherhood would never work together. Guess I was wrong.
Yeah, I guess you were. Xavier said you had information for us?
The professor sent me to scout Genosha for possible entrances. I found one, but it's in a real bad place.
Where's that?
Down in the Circe tunnels. The bugs have dug so deep they uncovered a door that had been buried by an earthquake. That security code you've got should unlock it. If you need a full briefing, use the mission computer by Professor Xavier.
Are you the team scout?
Yeah. Professor Xavier thought I was a natural for it. By flying, I can move quicker and get to areas people on foot can't.
Isn't it dangerous to be out scouting alone?
Not really. I usually travel at night and keep as far above the target as possible. I've had a couple close calls, but nothing a few stitches didn't fix.
What are the Circe tunnels like?
Very dangerous. They spread in all directions and it's easy to get lost. And then there's the Circe. They don't like to be bothered.
But you managed to get through the tunnels all by yourself. the whole team shouldn't have much trouble.
You're gonna have trouble, believe me. I wound up flying almost the entire time. No way I was gonna try walking in there.
What are the Circe?
They're oversized bugs, genetically developed to help Apocalypse's attack on Genosha.
Are they intelligent?
No, they're just pure mean. Nothing's worse than a bug that can swat you back.
Oh, fucking hell. UR info better be right.
Now why would I give a charming person like you bad information?
I mean, I guess some typo like that was bound to happen sooner or later, but that one in particular gets me every time. The mistake, I mean, not that specific instance in this game. So, anyway, just doing some quick leveling with some of these characters. Magnetic Shell I usually give to Magneto as a bit of a crowd control measure. Also picked up some extra equipment so we can fill out some of these empty slots. Boosting telekinesis just so that ends up doing a little more damage on top of being able to move enemies around. Berserker Rage is something that pays off more in the long run. Now it only lasts about 13 seconds, but as the time goes up and the stat boosts go up, really pays off. I tend to spam Freeze Beam a lot as another crowd control measure, when Iceman's in the party at least. Magneto already has an effective freeze move, so I give him Slow Beam. And other than that, just give him Mutant Master, so he can use the beam more. And this is a way that you can check your progress across all the acts. Unfortunately, they kind of spoiled what one of the secret characters is with that. If you want to go back and check that on your own time, you can. I'm not going to say it out loud. But we do have some danger room scenarios that we can get to right away. We'll unlock more of these as the game goes on. And since you can get some experience from this, I want to try and use a character who isn't in the party yet and probably won't be in the party for a bit yet. So I'm going to break out Gambit for this. Now these start off extremely simple. And the main thing is just like making the effort to get through it fast enough to get the most amount of bonuses possible, because there's like the equivalent of bronze, silver, gold in terms of ranks for doing these quickly, and the higher the rank you get, the more of a bonus you get. And
excellent job. You have
yeah, there's absolutely nothing to this one. But the reward for this one, as you can see, we got some extra equipment, also got XP and a stat bonus. And it's going to be like that for all of the danger room scenarios you unlock. Of course, that means you have to take the time to find the danger room discs. But this is another incredibly basic one. As you saw, they were divided up into several different classes, so obviously on this first class, it's going to be a lot of like pseudo-tutorial type stuff. There's not going to be a huge challenge with the danger room scenarios for a little bit yet. Particularly not the ones that you're just doing with one party member. Like, as you can see,
your course is now complete.
I love that the animation just dies and you throw the box onto your own head. So, that's just all the ones we can do right now. I'll try to go back to danger room scenarios intermittently as they get unlocked. So that is pretty much going to wrap up this part, although there is one last thing I want to do before cutting this off, which is I am going to make a bit of a change to the party. Specifically, I'm going to be swapping one brutish character in Wolverine for another brutish character in Colossus. There's a bit of a level drop with him, so aside from just assigning stats and skills, I'll have to be a little careful with how I handle him in the early stages of the next mission. But next time, we will dive deep into the Circe tunnels.